Welcome to All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Coburn, and today's episode, Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback at Alabama. We're going to be looking at him and based on his production data profile and other statistical factors. Interesting fact about Kool-Aid McKinstry. His nickname Kool-Aid was given to him by his grandmother because his smile reminded her of the Kool-Aid Man. Moving on. Going on to his defensive market share data, his raw statistics are gathered from college, basically from the school website or College Football Reference. You take an individual statistic, you divide it by the team total to give you the market share score for a prospect. So taking, say, interceptions. If a guy had one interception on a team that had 10 interceptions, then he had 10% interception market share. Based on the overall production profile for McKinstry, he was in the 60 percentile in terms of his solo tackle market share, 50 percentile in terms of his interception market share, and 80 percentile in terms of his pass deflection market share. Quarterbacks, for the most part, production isn't the most important thing. Things like athleticism and physical measurements are a big factor, but you do want them to have prerequisite production. And when it comes to McKinstry, he has that prerequisite production. This current data set also has 1,980 cornerbacks since the 1989 NFL draft class. So the bottom line, what you can say about him is, in terms of the All-Pro averages, he doesn't really hit all the All-Pro averages at the position. He does hit near the Pro Bowl averages. Starter averages are a little iffy here, but he still hit a decent range in terms of his overall production. Now, what really helps McKinstry out the most is his adjusted production score. So adjusted production takes into account the age of a prospect, their strength of schedule, their strength of team, and their efficiency scores to kind of give you the overall idea of what they were as a prospect based on everything. And what it does is it adds context to their production. How productive were they for their age? How productive were they for the team that they were on? How productive were they in terms of the level of competition that they faced and the strength of schedule that they faced? These are the questions that this production score answers. And when you look at McKinstry, he was fantastic in terms of his scores. You know, he was in the 90 plus percentile in terms of his pass score, which takes into account all those things I just mentioned, and his age also was in the 90 plus percentile. Looking at pro comparisons for him, these are the closest pro comparisons that I have for Kool-Aid in terms of him. He's very similar in terms of Marshawn Lattimore, Kevin King, Kare Elam, Jalen Ramsey and Patrick Surtain are kind of on the other spectrum in terms of like elite cornerbacks at his position. But I think the biggest thing for Kool-Aid is he has to have the athleticism traits for the position. If he hits all the prerequisite athleticism traits that you're looking for, hits all the size measurements that you're looking for, then I would definitely feel comfortable projecting him as an all-pro player at the next level. Because he does have those prospects that are near him that you should kind of look at as that's the guy right there. Now, overall outlook for him, which I kind of went over a little bit. I think he profiles as an all-pro cornerback based on his overall production data. The biggest weakness of McKinstry are his solo tackle production and interception production. He didn't have elite solo tackle production, didn't have elite interception production. However, he meets the prerequisites of an elite cornerback in the NFL. Because cornerback, in many ways, like I said before, is the production does matter in terms of projection, but it doesn't matter as much compared to other positions. So positions like linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle, those positions, it matters a lot if they're productive or not, especially in things like solo tackle market share and those other sort of things. At the cornerback position, it doesn't really matter as much. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that at the cornerback position, you're playing on an island sometimes. So you're not going to get opportunities to make tackles, to get sacks, to get those other sort of, big time statistical metrics, if you will. So film definitely plays a part in terms of evaluation. But if you meet the prerequisites and you have the athleticism traits and you have all the other traits that you're looking for at the position, then you might have a great cornerback on your hands. So that's how Kool-Aid McKinstry tests as a prospect based on his production data. Again, we still need to wait on the athleticism testing and the size measurements and everything else like that, but I still think he has a good shot to be a great cornerback at the NFL level, and it could be one of the best from this class, easily, with this profile. So, with all that stuff out of the way, thank you guys so much for following my channel. My name is Jim Coburn. You can check out my other work at Gymmetrics, at Jimetrics. Also, check me out on patreon.com/jcoburn, JCOBERN. And I will see you guys in the next one.